Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and all folks in between. Welcome to Aunt Millicent's cooking show. Today on our show, we're going to be making a dessert that's been in my family for quite a while. We call it Fat Man Pie. Now, since Fat Man might not be such a great name for it, you may call it Chocolate Delight. You have my full permission, okay? But we just call it Fat Man Pie, and you'll find out if you take a bite of it why it's called that, okay? So we're going to get right to it, and let me do the usual and apron up. Okay, getting right into the ingredients. The very first thing you're going to need for Fat Man Pie is a graham cracker pie crust. These are easy to find. Just go to your baking aisle or your where the pudding is. They'll be there. Okay, it doesn't matter the quality or the brand. Okay. Another thing some of you pro cookers out there may want to do is make yourself a graham cracker crust. You can do that by mixing up, crushing some graham crackers in a food processor, adding some butter to it, and then lining a pan. That's a lot of work. Your Aunt Millicent doesn't have time for those sorts of things. So if I did, I'd do it. But it's really easy just to buy the crust. Okay. All right. So that's the first thing. The next thing you're going to need is 8 ounces of cream cheese. Okay. You can buy the famous brand or not, but that's it. So 8 ounces of cream cheese. The next thing you're going to need is some pudding, and this is Chocolate Delight or Fat Man's Pie. The deal is you don't have to actually put chocolate in it. You can put butterscotch or your favorite pudding in it. And since there's no other thing in it but chocolate with this, it will actually take whatever flavor you like. So if you like butterscotch, you can go ahead and add that, or vanilla or what have you, okay? So don't be afraid to experiment, but the chocolate is the standard Fat Man Pie recipe, okay? All right, here we go. And then you're gonna need some powdered sugar. This is powdered sugar, I promise. And you're gonna need about a cup of that. Okay, we keep ours sealed just so we don't get anything wandering in and making a hole in there. So, okay, so powdered sugar. And you're gonna need some whipped cream. Now, instead of making my own, I just got the Cool Whip this time. And this is available obviously in your grocer's freezer. And it's been around since I was a very tiny kid. But just get one of these and you'll use half of it in the first round and half in the second round, okay? Now, if you feel like it, you can grab yourself some toppings, okay? So for the Fat Man Pie, you can take some chocolate shavings, like just take a candy bar and shave it up or crumble it up. I bought some little chocolate sprinkles just to add up some texture and color to the top of it. Okay, so honestly, that's it. This is a no-cook recipe, although you could make your own pudding if you want. That's up to you. I just use the instant. It's so easy, okay? And honestly, I think it's just as good as anything. So let's get to making the recipe, okay? And I got to go over to the mixer. Here we go. Okay, y'all, I'm over here at the mixer station, and the first thing I'm going to put in is the cream cheese. So go ahead and unpeel that guy. He'll go in like a block, okay? Just like that. And a little bit of extra that didn't quite make it. And then I have scooped out a entire cup of powdered sugar, okay? And he's going to go in there. Don't worry, it won't be so dusty. Now that I've got him in there, I really thought about which mixer to use. This is the cake beater, and this is the one ultimately I just decided to use because it's going to beat things. If you whisk it, the cream cheese is going to get caught up in the whisk, and I decided it's probably the best way to go. So we'll speed this up a little bit. And your whole goal, now I'm not going to tell you how long to beat it. You really just need to beat it till it gets a little creamy and kind of whippy looking. Okay, and this isn't the final step because we're going to put some whipped cream in this here in a minute. Okay, and this is layer 1 in our pie. So this is only one layer. Okay, so here we go. All right, here we go. Noise. And yeah, we pushed a little sugar out. It's cool. Y'all, I probably blended that maybe about a minute or so. So you can see there's a nice kind of whipped consistency now. And it looks kind of like, honestly, mashed potatoes. Yum. So the next thing that's going to go in is I've brought my Cool Whip over, and we're going to put in approximately half, okay? Now don't go measuring everything. There's no point in that. Just kind of eyeball it. That just means to, guess. and we're going to put in, you know, just keep in mind we have to top the pie off, so you need to have that left over, okay? So we're going to put that in. I'm going to whip all that together too, okay? So here we go. Okay, y'all, I'm back at my normal station, and the layer 1 is done. This is what we just made on the blender, and it's pretty thick, obviously, so that's going to go in the pie crust, okay? So put it all in there, okay? Okay, y'all, I've got all my filling in my pie. Now we got to move on to the next layer. The next layer is just going to be whatever pudding you come up with, and with Fat Man pie, it's chocolate, so here we go, okay? So I'm just going to push that to the side. I've already I've already put in my instant pudding. And you can just follow the recipe on the box. It's fine to make your pudding, but mine says to make it with 2 cups of milk. In we go. And then to just whisk it until it firms up. So I guess I'm stuck here with mixing. So get your favorite music on and, you know, get a little motion going, okay? Okay, y'all, I've got all my pudding in there. It makes a nice hefty stack in there. It's, you know, it's a little heavy. So next thing is you're going to have to put a layer of your whipped cream or your whipped cream topping on there and just cover it up. Okay, I'll do that. Y'all, I've got my whipped cream spread out on top. It doesn't completely cover it, but nobody's going to mind, trust me. So that is basic Fat Man pie. And I'm going to add one more little thing, and it's completely optional. And that's a few little, you know, chocolate sprinkles to really make it look fabulous, okay? And again, these are totally optional. You can even add, you know, colorful ones, whatever you feel like. But this, you know, clearly indicates it's something to do with chocolate, right? And gives it a little bit extra chocolate in the whipped cream. Okay, that's that. And the last thing we're going to do is it has to chill. So it's actually edible right now, but the problem is if you eat it, the pudding is, you know, really soft and liquidy. So if we let it firm up a little bit, you're going to be able to cut it almost, I mean, just like a pie. So it's going to go in the fridge. I usually put it in there, you know, anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour. You just want the pudding to firm up. Okay, so in we go. Okay, y'all, I made it to the dining room, and well, unfortunately, the entire pie didn't make it. It's already been beset upon by folks around here, and so they did leave me one slice, so which is good. You can see it has a nice little pie cut if you let it sit long enough. It's best served cold, so keep it in the fridge. And don't forget, if you're not a chocolate aficionado, you can replace it with butterscotch or any other sort of puddings from the pudding aisle, and it'll be just perfect, okay? So that's the show. Let me take a quick taste to see what I think. Delightful. The cream cheese filler at the bottom, that layer is excellent. It's what makes it. It really does. And that's probably why they call it Fat Man's pie, right? Because you can't eat cream cheese without just expanding your waistline a bit. So that's the show. Thanks for joining me. Thank you for your likes, your subscribes, and your comments. And please share these videos as much as you can. And I appreciate every comment or any kind of attention that you'd like to give. You know, even if you just want to say, hey, just drop me a line, okay? And thank you all again. And with that, I will sign off with a healthy bon appetit.